Hi, welcome back. This is Lisette, and I'm reading a great book called Inspired Evidence. And today is November 13, and the reading is inspired by Christian truth. Let's read. Ancient people around the world referred to large reptile-like creatures as dragons. If you examined the descriptions of these creatures, they fit very nicely with the characteristics of dinosaurs. But are dragons really dinosaurs? The word dinosaur did not exist until 1842, when Sir Richard Owen coined the word dinosaur. Dinosaur means fearfully gray lizard or reptile. Prior to 1842, people called them dragons. The Chinese are renowned for their dragon stories with depictions of dragons prominent on Chinese pottery, carvings, and embroidery. Some old Chinese books even tell of a family that kept dragons and raised the babies. In those ancient times, it is said that Chinese kings used dragons for pulling the royal chariots on special occasions. When Alexander the Great, 330 BC, and his soldiers were marching into India, they found hyacinth dragons in caves. It was reported that people from India worshipped these huge reptiles. England tells the story of St. George who slew a dragon. The list could go on and on. Worldwide, there are hundreds of dragon accounts. These historical descriptions of dragons fit the characteristics of dinosaurs and a biblical worldview. That concludes the reading. That was pretty quick, but let's read the scripture quote of the day, Job 41, 20, and 21. Leviathan, smoke pours from his nostrils. Leviathan, smoke pours from his nostrils. Flames dart from his mouth. Okay. Isn't Leviathan some sort of a demon, I believe? That's all. I did not know that dinosaurs did not exist until 1842, according to Sir Richard Owen. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm used to hearing some other story. But I'm sure he did his research, and you should do the same. Or we should do the same if we don't believe what we're reading. Do a little research. But nonetheless, always have faith in God, because some things you don't have to see to believe. You just know they're real. And that is what God is. A very powerful, unbelievable, undeniable, amazing creator. And I am sure we're talking about the same God. Who's right, who's lying, and who is not. And that's when God steps in, clearing the path, and just knowing that you can trust and believe, if you open your heart, that there's a powerful source out there that you can call upon, and will always be willing to listen and love on you. Even when the world shuts us down, even when we feel lonely, depressed, anxious, lost, confused, questioning in the dark, there's something that can bring you out of the dark if you don't want to be there, because I understand that some people just like it, but want to be loved, I think. And nothing is more lovable, more loving than God. I mean, there's parents that don't love their own kids, for Christ's sakes. God is the one biggest love that's never gonna deny you and always be there for you. Anyhow, enough of yapping sappity soo. I almost forgot. I wanted to talk about. I went to church today and I went to the single moms support group slash little class they got. Today they talked about how to support your child when it comes to either taking the role of being a cheerleader versus being a coach. What would you do? Would you be cheering them even when they lose? Like the Boy Scouts do with the kids? Everybody gets a trophy. You're all winners. Or would you coach them instead and let them know, hey, you failed. It happens. You got this. Now you know what not to do. You know what to do to correct yourself. We're here to support you and help you. Don't let this beat you up, because guess what? The biggest champions in the world all had losses. And in order for them to become the great champions that they are, they had to go through struggles and trials to be better so they can build themselves up. With failure comes success. That sounds better, being a coach versus being a cheerleader. Yes, they're gorgeous and pretty and they're always cheering. And it sounds so good when you're being praised and adored and getting affirmations that everything's great and perfect. That's great. It all feels good and fuzzy. But it also spoils us and blinds us from the truth. It's sort of like a white lie. So I choose to be a coach. I'm guilty of being a cheerleader sometimes. Not a lot, because I sometimes get challenged by my kids. And I think about, well, do I want to be their best friend, their bestie, or do I want to get that respect that I demand and deserve and should get? Same way I respect them in another level, of course. But being a best friend versus being a parent can pay off in a wrong way when they become adults. It can have a back off. They can turn out to be some type of way. Anyhow, that was the basics of it. For now, that's all. So God bless you and goodbye.